A lot of times when I interview people, whether it be street stories about Harlem, Brooklyn, any state, right? The common theme is like a lot of guys were cool before things turned into turmoil, whether it be fights or little things people argued about, which turned into fights, which turned into knives, guns, murder, whatever the case may be. Was there any relationship that y'all had with the people that y'all had issues with?
I wouldn't say like Snow Gang as a whole, but me personally,
Yeah.
I had a lot of relationships with people that it's up with.
Yeah.
Like, people like I done been in these people's houses. I done did songs with people.
Yeah.
Prior to a lot of the street stuff taking place. And that's why I'm doing the whole Stop the Violence thing. Like, that's one of my initiatives in the Stop the Violence things, as far as like, I know you, you know me. Like, I say these government names, middle name included.
Yeah.
For me, I can say these others' names, you heard? Yeah, definitely. I definitely had relationships with a lot of them.
Yeah. So I guess that, did you feel like you was put in like a compromised position when things start getting intense? And because sometimes you have people who may force people like, yo, you got to pick a side now. Like, what position did that put you in with people that you were cool with, but you got to show loyalty over here?
I feel like I was so part of the root of the problem that I never had to feel that. It wasn't like something that was taking place without me, and I'm like, damn, like, y'all can't get along. I'm the one that couldn't get along.
Oh.
Like, so let's say the Snow Gang didn't know these, but I knew these. I got a problem with these.
No,
you feel me? My Snow Gang, it's like, you understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't in the position of like, it was like, was being more so loyal to me, you know, and it was like not even in question.
Gotcha.
As far as like me choosing a side, you knew what side I was on, because I'm probably the one that like caused the division.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Gotcha. I mean, this you can answer if you want, whatever. Don't answer if you want. What caused you to have an issue with them? If you feel like there were certain individuals you was cool with, what made it to where it was just like, all right, we cannot get along, bro, so now what's up?
I know some shit happened. Like, it's just like different. It's just like different avenues you have to go down with that question to like the root of different beefs. I know one shit happened where snatched his sidekick phone, and I basically ran and got low because I took the phone or whatever, and this he walked away, like he was walking while I got low. So I guess they ended up locking him up for it, but this was like when we was kids and shit, and I don't know if he was mad that I ain't turned myself in. I don't know where it stemmed from, but I know that was one of the roots of the problem, and that shit just escalated to some whole other shit, and then it's just like having problems, minor problems escalated to major problems with murder.
Gotcha.
And when he got murdered, it was like it's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's over. Know? It's over. I always see like, this is the first time I'm hearing something like that, like a phone. Normally I be talking to guys and it's like a girl. It's normally someone was messing with a girl, the other person was messing with a girl, and there was conflict over that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, gotcha. You know, was there ever any friendships with, and excuse me if it comes off offensive, was there ever any friendships or relationships with people from Wood City, or was it always up with them?
It was always up with them.
Yeah.
We didn't even know them. That came from affiliate gang. They like really wasn't with that side, but they was Snow Gang, and Snow Gang kind of took that on. Know what I mean? Like, that ain't really like, we ain't know them is on the whole other side, and it wasn't never a cool standpoint amongst them. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn. You know, what's the distance between 134 and where they at? Like, how did them being far from y'all? Like, how does that even?
High schools. This shit stemmed from high school. Going to school together and shit. You know what I mean? Getting raw for their jackets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting violated and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. Like, even though they was on the other side of Queens, we going to the same high schools, and it's stemming from there. But you know, when you mention something like Wood City came along. Like, they wasn't outside in 2009 and they wasn't even called. I don't know how you get Wood City, because we was called Snow City in 2009, 2010, and that's Woodhull, and I don't understand. Like, I don't know. You feel me? I'm on some like stop the violence. I just be trying to get the facts, and the facts is like was over there.
Yeah. Do you feel like there was some type of influence? They was inspired by y'all or something?
I feel like everybody tried to use us to get a name.
Yeah.
You know, in Queens, like a lot of people just decided, you know, if I'm not with them, I'm gonna go against them. And once I mention them, I become relevant because they relevant.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people was just using that and making it a thing.
Gotcha. How, you know, they always say heavy is the head that wears the crown, so it's kind of like, do you feel like y'all faced that a lot? Making a name for yourselves in Queens, did that happen a lot, where there was y'all felt like there was random people who, like, we don't know y'all, never had an issue with y'all, but there's something that they saying about us or trying to make it seem like there's an issue?
That's the story right there.
Yeah.
That's the story right there. That's the story. This is before using the term clout chasing.
Yeah.
This was like, you know, all I gotta do is say Snow Gang K is hearing me out.
Yeah.
Especially when bodies started dropping, you feel me? It seemed like everybody was related to each other. Everybody knew this person.
Gotcha.
Or everybody was close to each other. So, you know, that was the thing. That was the claim to fame. You feel me?
But you know, sometimes, but keep it real, like, because I feel like sometimes when a movement is so big, there is some type of oppression that's going on, but if you're part of the winning team, you don't feel that. So everybody might feel a sense of, nah, we don't like them because they're doing too much. Do you feel like y'all was being fair, or was y'all just stepping? Keep it real.
I feel like I don't feel like we was being fair.
Yeah.
I feel like we was stepping on like the world is ours. And it was just it got to a point where it's like, if it's like you said that, it's nothing to talk about. You over there, you with this person, you over there.
Damn.
So, you know, we ain't show no remorse on that. We never like ducks from that. We never ducked from that.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
Like, we was like, as much as they wanted to be enemies, it was like we was okay with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sense like, yo, where you come from or who. Like we not entertaining these niggas. We don't even know who these niggas is.
Yeah.
Now y'all to get stepped on too.
Gotcha.
That was more so the mindset.
Gotcha. I know with all this that happened, and I know 1,000,000% is stop the violence. 100%. All we just talking about is a little bit of the history and what leads to stop the violence. But before stop the violence, there is violence that's happening, and one thing that occurred is throughout the melee between Snow Gang and Wood City, Shawny Binladen's chain gets stolen. You know, when that hits the internet, or when that becomes public, what's on your mind at that time?
I'm gonna be honest, I was locked up when that happened.
Yeah.
I was locked up. I was in prison. I was in prison, so I can't really even speak too much on that. I just know things happen and things happened.
Yeah.
But I don't even understand like how I would answer your question. Like, where was my mindset at when it happened?
Like, what did you think? Like, did you think to yourself like, oh, damn, like, you know?
I thought another one bites the dust. I thought like it's going viral.
Yeah.
Out there wilding, you know. I was like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it was deja vu, so it wasn't the first time I heard about a rapper getting his chain snatched. So it was just like, nah, I'm not laughing though. I'm dead ass. But stop the violence though.
Yeah, definitely stop the violence. Like you said, it's you're coming home. It's more so on peace.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired that?
Age.
Yeah.
Me being outside from young, seeing like the way things played out and transpired, and at first it was coming from a standpoint when I dropped the record, the My City record. I just felt like everybody was so edgy about having a lyrical warfare. Cause my energy was really based off of what was going on in the industry as far as Kendrick and Drake, and I was like, you know, I want to snatch these mics, you know, I want to rap against my peers, I want to da-da-da, but it's too like emotional. It's too emotional and too sensitive for me to do that, you know, because it's like people that died and it's street shit, and it's just, I just had to come to the realization that it wasn't the same. So I personally was letting it be known that like, nah, y'all don't gotta worry.
Yeah.
This ain't like nothing violent. You know, this is just lyrical warfare. I'm really like aiming to stop the violence, but some people took that as a slap in the face.
Basically stopping it. It's kind of like just getting more mature, being a little bit more like, yo, you know what? I want to battle. Yeah. But it's too serious. It's too intense.
Yeah, I don't gotta be scared. Like I just want to be fans. You feel me? I always wondered why could do this in Brooklyn and the Bronx, and I honestly felt like it was working for them, where they could go at it musically, and even though the shit is in the streets, they'll still go at it musically without being so wary of it. Like,
I don't know. I don't think they can.
I mean, it gets to a point when Pop Smoke turned into Pop Smoke, but before it was Pop Smoke and 2 G's. Before Chef G turned into Chef G, it was Chef G and 2 G's. So, and you know, we can name instances for Bronx artists and artists elsewhere. And I feel like until you get too big headed, that's when you say, I can't do this no more. You know, when Fabio turns into Fabio, he doesn't want to mention 2 G's because he's bigger than 2 G's. So it's more like an ego thing, and like protecting your name and protecting you giving the ops the opportunity.
Yeah,
you know,
I think I agree but disagree too, only because Fabio and Tutu never met one another. A lot of them never seen one another. So I think y'all just might be a little bit more intense. Now, I mean, like, I would question how easy would it be for Drake and Kendrick to go at one another if there was people that they lost due to the other side.
I never looked at it like that, as far as like, you know, it probably hit closer to home with these artists, because it was once upon a time when, you know, they was together, not together, but in a sense could had relationships. Gotcha. Man, do you ever look back, like, kind of like if there's things that you could have changed or things that you wish were a little different? You ever think like that? Nah, I don't really live with no regrets.
Yeah.
But I do wish that a lot of things that happened ain't happened that wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, it was more peace in Queens, you feel me? Because I really felt for the borough, like, and I feel like a lot of more people would prosper if that was the case. And yeah, for the most part, just, you know, I just wish everybody had like a one train thought and was on the same type of time. But, you know, you got people that don't do music, and you got murderers, you feel me? And do what they want, and you gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn. Damn. You know, I don't know if he was home for this, but I know like before Shawny goes in, he gets shot. You know, not saying you know who, whatever, I'm not going there, but that's just, I feel like he has fans, he's doing music, he's living his dream, but still there's like a possibility that your past could catch up to you. You feel me? Where's your mindset at with things like that reality, that the past could catch up to you? Where's your mindset when you think about things like that?
Move militant.
Yeah.
Don't be lacking. Don't sleep. Like, just because I'm saying stop the violence, that don't mean I'm putting my guard down.
Yeah.
Or I ain't gonna move like that. You understand what I'm saying? I try not to get too, away from it, as far as like too into the music, forgetting where I'm from and forgetting the damage that's caused, So I move intact.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So that would be what my mindset is, just move militant, because it could happen to you at any given time.
Yeah.
Despite where you think you at in life or what you're doing in life.
You never know. Yeah. How far to stop the violence goes? Could you perform in the same club or on the same, let me not say on the same stage, but on the same club or festival with these guys?
I could. I'm trying to get it there.
Yeah.
That's the aim. That's the end goal. Like, that's the aim, making it. I'm trying to do for New York what Kendrick did for LA, kinda.
Yeah.
With the pop-up, just make it where, you could see, you could tell them, you could let them know that we could function, you know? And it's a lot of things that got to be done before those measures take place, but I do believe, like, it would serve its purpose.
Yeah.
And help. But that's the goal too. That's the goal.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Last question on this. I don't know if this is true, but I seen this and I just thought it was ironic. Like, I think they were saying like Wood City and them is from, I think Murder Inc. is from Wood City. Mm-hmm. And you ever think that, like, back in the days, 50, Ja. Mm-hmm. Now, Snow Gang, Wood City. Mm-hmm. What are does that stem from things like that, or is it its own separate thing?
Its own separate, which makes it more ironic. Which makes it more ironic. It's like, that was never, like I said, we didn't even know them or like really have no playing field. But like I said, due to the fact it was a cult following,
yeah,
you had people that was with the cult following that was doing that, going beefing with them. So now it's becoming like, yo, we're not gonna talk about whatever these got going on or who these is. We just gonna say the Snow Gang name. Feel me? Because the Snow Gang is the big name, and that's what they rolling with. Yeah. Or that's what they trying to be rolling with. That's the cult following they part of. So it became an issue like that. And, I would say, like, maybe if it was like, if it started there, opposed to like the cult following bringing it on, yeah, then maybe it would have stemmed from us just being from the opposite sides and the groundwork that 50 Cent and Ja played.
Gotcha.
But it didn't stem from that. So
gotcha. Bet. Well, hopefully, there could be some peace in the future. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing the stop the violence thing, so hopefully that could be something big, and it could kind of like be inspired and influenced by. It could influence others as well to do the same thing.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, everybody dies, everybody go to jail. It don't stop. You're not gonna kill my man and that be that. I hope I just won't kill your man and that be that. But this is like an ongoing thing, and
it's a cycle.
If it don't stop, and my whole thing too was like I said, I was outside when it was really lit. You feel me? When it was really every month or week behind this shit. So I look at it today and I see it ain't that.
Yeah.
And now, due to the fact I see it in that, I feel like they're just using it for clout now.
Yeah.
You heard? So I'm here to expose that. Like, y'all ain't spinning over here like that. And we not even spinning over there like that because it's not at the height of what it once was. It died down. Why are we not letting it know? Why are we not letting it know it died down? Why? Like, that's shutting me and mines outside of certain doors where people think, nah, I can't put them on the same playing field. I gotta choose a side or whatever.
Yeah.
It's lit. It's not lit. I know when it was lit. And I feel like why they don't want to announce it, because it's their story, it's their claim to fame. After you say that you don't got no problems with this person, it's like,
what do we listen for?
What are we listening for? What do we care about it?
Yeah.
And or to use it to their advantage as far as like, nah, them is no good. Them they did this, they did that. But you're not on this and you're not on that. So
yeah.
why are we not letting it be known? Why are we not taking advantage of it? You know? And saying like, nah, it ain't even that. It's all good. You know, I see this person in the club. It ain't gonna be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Gotcha. With all the issues and all the beef and all that, you know, you did mention there's situations where people lost their lives. And how many people do you feel like you lost to the streets, as far as whether it be prison or passed away? If you could put a number on it, how many people would you say it is?
Well, Spaz is doing 20 and better. Tab Ty is doing 20 and better. A Goon is doing 20 and better. SB is doing 20 and better.
Damn.
They trying to violate my bro Say So, and Say So just did 8 years. He locked back up. I mean, they trying to get out another 8, 9. So that's like damn near the same time.
Yeah.
Ant gone, It Be gone, Red gone, Marcella's gone, Cody gone. So that's just like 10 people with like that's dealing with like life situations. 5 I'ma never see again, and then another 5 that I'ma see. Hopefully, God willing, I get to see again. And you know that but it took away a big portion of their life.
Yeah.
Due to this street. And it's so much more too. Like, I apologize for anybody I didn't mention, but
yeah,
I just know like a lot. I'll say a lot of people.
Wow.
20.
Yeah.
20
Damn,
people.
Man. Damn. How like how does it affect you? You know, because I think death, prison, all those things suck. You know, if somebody passes away from natural causes, there's a, you know, you kind of like, yeah, you feel like they were taken from you, but it's natural causes. Not to say it's anything less than what other people are going through, but it's like you have a reason, whatever. But when somebody's snatched from you, like how do you process that?
To me, it just motivates me. It just motivates me like to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Things that led them people in that situations, whether it's not being on point or whether it's, you know, choosing what I decide to entertain.
Yeah.
And another sense of you know, I gotta make it out.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta make it out before I become a statistic, and I wanna get in position where I could bring people out with me. You know, it's not as a lady, it ain't even been about me really. It's about the opportunities I could provide people and just keeping them out the streets and helping them. Like I tell one of my rap before I tell him like, yo, hold this gun.
Yeah.
And protect me or do something. Like, you know, I know, like, it'd be money about me. I'm calling you to get money before I'm calling you to go put in some pain or do some shit I know will set you back in life.
I forgot to ask this earlier. Is Cash Cobain from Queens or the Bronx?
Why you ask me questions you could Google though? That's what I don't like. Like that's kind of corny to me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a pretty gangster.
I wanna know.
Like, he's from the Bronx. He's from the Bronx, but he was raised in Queens. He went to high school in Queens, but
yeah,
these is Google questions, man. I don't like to say like, oh, he's not from Queens. Like, it's set in stone.
But you seen him though, like, you seen him before in Queens?
Nah.
Oh.
But he seen him. He was heavy out there. Like, he's strong out there. He's so strong out there that people mistake him for being from Queens.
I thought he was from Queens. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, he'll tell you himself that he from the dirty ass Bronx.
Yeah. Why you say it like that for?
It's the dirty ass Bronx. Like, they know they dirty.
Ice Spice said it, you know.
Yeah,
like,
Ice Spice said I'm dirty. I'm from the Bronx.
Oh man, son. But you know, with him, you know, like I said before, I was supposed to ask, but it kind of slipped my mind. Was there ever any run-ins with him, or because, to be honest, we see Cash Cobain, Sexy Drill, and all that. When we start hearing these stories about, you know, there's issues here and there, we shocked. You know what I'm saying? So, is the Cash Cobain that you see in music videos, rapping, do y'all know that Cash Cobain or somebody else?
I feel like Cash input is a part of the whole cult thing. I was telling you, like a cult following, you know, as far as like it became cool. It also became, it kind of became cooler to jack Snow Gang K opposed to Snow Gang. You feel me? Like that grew bigger than things. So as we got our cult following, it's a cult following that opposes that. Okay. And he fell in line from being around the other side. So it's never been on no street shit, but you know, every time you see a nigga do this, it's like you can look at all his pictures as this. It's like you dropping some shit from our side, you feel me? And like I said, of course don't know about that because it's really not outside or involved to really understand, and it's just fiends. But niggas die for that. Yeah. Die for that, or be getting robbed for that, and you know that shit not just like no. I'ma just see you on TV. Yeah. You feel me? So you know, but for the most part, like I'm in a different space, and I got a lot of people with me that's in a different space. So it's like, I guess in a sense it's cool. You know, as long as like, you know, this is doing what they doing for the internet. But at the same token, like I'll be lying to you if I said that I could stop somebody from doing something behind that. But for the most part, I'm just trying to lead the way as far as like, the way you lead is by example. So my example is like, let's stop the violence and like, don't even entertain. But that's the history behind it. It ain't no clout chasing or no, you know, it's just going off the motion, because you can see conversations with me and Cash going back and forth talking about the verses before he was who he was. You understand? So it's not like just decided to do that because of that. I done spoke to him, and then, you know, we had mutual parties speak to each other as far as like, yeah, that's not that cool, bro. Like, you dropping the fours or...
What is his response to that?
At first, he was talking about doing the verses. Because I was telling him he don't run Queens, you know what I mean? And then he was like, he was saying he run Queens. At first, he was talking about doing the verses. Then he got on some like industry shit. Yeah, my manager said, I can't. Damn. I'm like, I don't care. I was trolling with that in the first place. Yeah. It's always been a trolling situation. Nobody take it as like no serious situation with him, because you don't really stem from that. You just with the cult part of it, the cult following part of it.
Yeah.
You know, you're not really involved in that shit.
Gotcha.